Welcome into Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Ricky Bottelico, Ben Davis. Phillies lose this one 5-4. They have now lost 4 out of 5. They've now lost 3 in a row. And the thing that bothered me the most in this game, you knew that they could come back to Citizens Bank Park, and for some reason, it's a security blanket. You knew they could get off to a good start. They got off to a 4-0 lead and looked like they were going to score 30 runs after that first inning. And then after that, nothing. They had 3 hits in that first inning. They end up with 4 more total after that.
Yeah, 4 hits in 8 innings.
Ben, your first reaction about this game?
Well, I didn't see it coming with Luzardo. I just flat out didn't. This guy was dealing. He was in complete control of the ball game and of that Diamondbacks lineup, and he just seemingly hit a wall in the 5th inning. And I still thought the stuff was there. He was just missing. The command wasn't. He was missing in the middle of the plate, and the Diamondbacks took advantage. So first and foremost, I did not see that coming. The way he's been throwing the ball, his last outing in the Coors Field was phenomenal. The first 4 innings were phenomenal. But then the offense, they came out and exploded in that first inning. The crowd's going crazy. You're thinking, okay, all's right with the world. You even said, I think this game could be over.
Yeah, I thought it would be. I thought the Phillies would come out and belt the ball around the ballpark. Instead, they went to bed. I mean, that's one thing. You have to have that killer instinct. If things are going well early on, you got to follow up on that. You got to continue to push. It seemed like, look at this. Look at this stuff. You're talking about 4 runs. In the first 4 batters of the game, Ben, they were 3 for 3 with a home run for Brandon Marsh to left center field. The rest of the game, 4 for 30. Did you know in the last game out in San Francisco, you know what they were? 4 for 31 in the ball game. Look at the strikeouts, Ben.
Yeah, I'd rather not, Ricky.
Well, you have to. you really, really have to.
That's an alarming rate, and a lot of them were 3-pitch strikeouts. It was like good morning, good afternoon, good night, and something's got to be done, especially with the 2 strikes. Early on in the ball game, I mean, Bryce Harper swung the bat extremely well. Even the one out he made was very loud to straightaway center field. JT swung the bat extremely well tonight. We're starting to see that average come up as well. But it's just some guys just seem to be lost right now, and I feel for them because offense for me was always a struggle.
Yeah, we'll talk about a couple of guys that are lost.
But this is it's a little alarming.
It's getting a little rough on some of these guys, and it doesn't look like there's any way out right now. And you could see it with the Phillies hitters kind of trying to jump on it. It was already by him.
Yeah, he had some good ride on that 4-seamer, carrying it through the zone to McCann, who came in after Moreno. But he was really good. But I feel like we're saying that too much. We said it with Tyler Mahle the other day. Tyler Mahle came in with a 7 ERA for the Giants in that getaway day. He leaves with a 4.30. So he threw the ball really well. At some point, they got to start hitting these guys that are throwing the ball really well.
We've had these years before where, okay, he threw the ball very well. I don't care about that. You're talking about Bryce Harper. You're talking about Kyle Schwarber. You're talking about Trey Turner. These are the elite of the elite in Major League Baseball. I don't care who you throw up on the mound. These guys should be able to take care of them.
I would agree with that, and I think they're going to get to that point where they will. But right now, they're just going through something. I am pleasantly surprised about how JT looks very good. Harper looks outstanding. So that is so if you want to find a silver lining, those 2 guys look really good. Their timing is on point right now. I think starting off was a little shaky, but their timing, they're on point right now.
Yeah, Harper was 2 for 4 in this ball game tonight, and he almost hit one out of the yard in center field. So I would say his swing is definitively coming back. I mean, it looks like he's getting back to normal. He's getting good passes on the ball. He's barreling the baseball. JT, like you said, has been really, really good. But there's some guys middle to the bottom of the lineup that don't look very sharp right now. I know Stott had a base hit today. Alec Boehm looks absolutely lost.
Yeah, it's just seemingly as a bunch, they seem to be late on the fastball and early on the breaking ball. And again, a pitcher's biggest goal is to throw off your timing. I get that. I understand that. But I would like to see these guys be on the fastball a little bit more.
And that's the way it would end. The Phillies would score 4 in their first inning, and the Diamondbacks score 5 in their 5th. That was all the scoring in the game. Incredible. You see the numbers, 4 2/3, ends up giving up 5 earned runs. And, I mean, this guy was absolutely dealing at one point in this game.
And he started the 5th inning with, 46 pitches?
Yeah, at one point you had asked me how many pitches did he throw now in the 5th. I think there was 1 out in the 5th, and he had been up to like 23 pitches. So, I mean, his pitch count just skyrocketed. Once that happened as a starting pitcher, you start to get tired. You start to leave pitches where you don't want to throw them. And that's what happened. He got beat up in an inning.
What's the most amount of pitches you ever threw in an inning? Do you have any idea?
Probably 30.
At what point do you start to get really
I would say mid-20s.
Mid-20s?
Mid-20s you start, especially like as a reliever that he's a starter. I bet you it takes him a little bit longer. I would say probably high 20s would probably start sending him into that time period. But as a reliever, you're only used to throwing 12, 13 pitches an inning. And then all of a sudden you're out there throwing 30, 35 pitches. Yeah, you get a little, you don't get winded. Your arm just doesn't want to do it.
But the other thing is, and I knew the way you pitched, faced you many times, you were a max effort guy. Jesus Luzardo is a max effort guy. Two guys with big fastballs, big arms, big fastballs. So I would think that would even start to wear on you even more being out there for that long time frame, right?
Yeah, yes, you're absolutely right, 100%. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what the manager has to say about this ball game. We have Rob Thomson over at the ballpark.
What got away from Luzardo in the fifth?
Well, I thought the first 2 innings, he didn't attack the zone. He wasn't getting ahead. Third and fourth, I thought he was fantastic. And then, he just wasn't getting ahead in the fifth. So.
What are you seeing from Alec Bohm right now?
Well, the entire team tonight, a lot of swing and miss. And that was really kind of our bugaboo. We started off hot. I thought the first inning was really good. Then Soroka settled in. So with Bomer, he's just missing. I don't know whether it's timing or what. Contact point. Could be a number of things.
He's healthy, though?
Yes. Yeah.
Luzardo, he had the one good start, but 2 of them been kind of, it's been hit pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything we see in common in those two games?
I think it's more about getting ahead in the strike zone. The one game, he made 2 bad pitches for home runs, really, in the first game. But tonight, he didn't look quite as sharp, other than the third and fourth inning.
On the Thomas bunt there in the fifth inning, first and second, Bohm is on the grass, and then he has a choice there, right? Is it stays or charges?
Yeah, and we need to get an out right there. We had a 4-run lead, and we need to come and get the ball, be aggressive, and get an out at first base.
You mentioned the swing and miss. Is that kind of more of an approach thing that's been plaguing the offense, do you think? Trying to do too much?
I think that's part of it. I think you got to give Soroka some credit. He started landing that curveball, and it's a slurve, whatever you want to call it. That's a pretty good pitch for him on righties and lefties.
For Luzardo, is it frustrating to kind of see the big inning really do him in?
Yeah, it is, and he's frustrated. But, we just got to keep grinding away here.
Got some funk, and it just gets on you in a hurry.
Look at the lineup. I think there's a little bit concerning stuff going on with this lineup. You look down at Adolis Garcia, 0 for 4 in this game, a couple strikeouts. Alec Bohm, 0 for 4, had the hat trick today with the strikeouts. That's the part of the lineup that you're going to need some production from at some given time this season. And those are 2 guys that you want to get going. I know Garcia's been swinging the bat all right, but Alec Bohm has looked lost.
Yeah, he's another guy that is late on the fastball and early on the breaking ball. And I get it. They're 13 games in, and at some point I think this lineup is going to explode. But you look at a guy like Garcia, they were spinning everything to him tonight. A lot of breaking ball, a lot of slurves tonight, and he was chasing. So
is there any concern about a guy like Kyle Schwarber? Or is that just a matter of time? Just a matter of time, right? Well, he is hitting 182 right now. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
He'll be fine.
Well, I want to see him start lighting up the scoreboard. Forget about anything else.
About 1 o'clock tomorrow.
You think?
Why not?
I don't know, but there is a guy we need to hear from. That's Jesus Luzardo over at the ball yard.
Yeah, just falling behind way too much all game. Felt like I was 2-0 on every guy, which is just unacceptable, and then eventually caught up to me in the fifth.
What's the challenge? You face a really righty-heavy lineup tonight. What is the challenge in that for you right now with your arsenal?
I don't think the lefty write-up is the problem. The problem today was just falling behind, just not throwing off speeds for strike, even the sinker, not throwing it for strike early, falling behind 2-0 on everyone, and then having to come in the zone later on.
How kind of personally frustrating is it to, the bats come out and give you a nice cushion early and not be able to keep it?
Yeah, obviously, very frustrating. We go up 4-0 in the first, and it feels like that should be plenty. And, going out and giving up 5 in 1 inning is just unacceptable. And then, so obviously our offense did plenty for me today, and then it was my job to hold us to less than that.
With it being a righty-heavy lineup, I was curious why you weren't really throwing the slider to righties anymore.
I think we threw plenty of sweepers. I haven't thrown the other slider in a little under a year, so I thought we threw a lot of sweepers. Maybe could have thrown a little bit more, but like I said, falling behind kind of forced my hand to throw other pitches.
Are there any similarities for you between this outing and the first one, or two different?
No,
different things?
two completely different. I think the first one, gave up some louder contact. I think today was maybe one extra base hit. The first one was a little louder contact. Stuff was still good. Today was more so falling behind, a lot of self-inflicted stuff. So I think they're separate. Obviously frustrating, both of them. There's a lot to take, positive from all three of the starts so far, but just need to, at the end of the day, get in the zone more, kind of how I did in the second one.
And that's a good sign for Brandon Marsh.
I will say this, like there's certain guys that you could see are going the right direction. I think Brandon Marsh is one of them. I think Bryce Harper is one of them. You mentioned JT. I thought he got a lot of good swings tonight. But it's the guys that are kind of leveled off and you don't see them taking the next steps that are concerning.
Yeah, the silver line is that there are a couple guys in the lineup that look to show it a little bit more promising. So, and Brandon Marsh is one of those guys. I'm just wondering, it's not going to happen in this series because the Diamondbacks don't have any lefties, but who they put back in that 4 spot if they do face a lefty. Does JT go there? Does Garcia go there back to the 4 hole if they don't get Alec Bohm back there?
Well, we spoke of the cleanup hitter. Let's go listen to him. There's Brandon Marsh in the clubhouse.
A chance to hit out of the cleanup spot.
Well, I just try to treat it as normal as possible. It was a little quick for me at first, not having the same routine, but it's a little different, but nothing changed too much.
You guys scored 4 there in the first inning, but then struggled for a lot of the rest of the night. What do you think's kept the group from clicking to this point?
It's early, man. We still have a lot of time to go be great here in the future. So, we're going to flush today and work on finishing them tomorrow.
You guys struck out 16 times. Any feel where it's kind of getting away from you guys?
I think it was just one of those days. It's baseball, play every single day. A lot of at-bats, a lot of pitches thrown. So, they just got to tip our cap. They beat us by 1 today, so we got to be a lot better tomorrow.
You guys pressing maybe at all?
No.
No? Why do you say that?
Because we got a lot of ball to play.
On the homer, you went to the opposite field. How do you think you've developed that, either this year or even the last couple of years?
I feel like growing up, all I could was hit it to left field. So that was kind of like my moneymaker coming up through the system in Anaheim and learning how to get it to the pull side a little more now. But, it was just a pitch he threw middle down, low and away, and just kind of, got it timed up well and put a good swing on it. But, just got to be better finishing off the game.
Stargazing, brought to you by Deborah Heart and Lung Center. Well, it was Ketel Marte. Ketel Marte was 1 for 4 in this ballgame, had a couple RBIs. We go to the road ahead, brought to you by Ford. There you have it, Ben. 2 more against the Diamondbacks. Then you have the Cubs coming in, a day off, and then 3. There's 2 there, but there's going to be 3 against the Braves. So not easy. It's not going to be easy. Nothing's getting easier as we move forward.
No, go home and sleep fast.
Sleep fast, yes. Remember, we open at 12:30 tomorrow, so you want to catch us tomorrow at 12:30. Game is at 1 o'clock. So tomorrow's starters, Brandon Pfaadt. He's sitting with 2 starts, a 6.75 ERA. And Taijuan Walker. Some numbers on Taijuan. 17 hits so far this year in 9 2/3 innings. He's given up 10 earned runs, which will give you a 9.31 ERA. He's got to be better.
Yeah, he's got to be better and stop this losing streak for the Phillies. And, he's got to keep the ball in the yard. We talked about that. Not able to do that in his last outing. So he's hopefully get deeper in the ball game as well and save some of that bullpen. The bullpen has been dynamite.
Worse or better for him pitching in a day game tomorrow?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on the weather. I think it's supposed to be pretty nice out. So
that would be worse, wouldn't it?
You would think that, but hopefully he has his good stuff and gets outs early.
Well, you
early and
hope so.
often.
I mean, you have to have a good game at some point, you would think, and why not? Why not tomorrow? I mean, because this is what it comes down to. The Phillies have now lost 3 in a row. They've lost 4 out of the last 5. This is the time. This is the place where they have to kind of kick it and get it going in the right direction. They're at home, for crying out loud.
Without a doubt, and just keep their foot on the gas. That's what they got to do tomorrow.
Yep.
Get out to an early lead, keep that foot on the gas, and keep going.
For Ben Davis, I'm Ricky Botelko. This was Phillies Postgame Live. As a matter of fact, catch us pregame live tomorrow. Listen, early game tomorrow. It's a 1 o'clock game. You got to catch us at 12:30. We open at 12:30.